Hello and welcome to my channel and AuthorTube. I'm really excited to be doing this AuthorTube tag today. I was super stoked when I heard that AuthorTube was a thing and it was starting. It's crazy. Anyways, let's get into the AuthorTube newbie tag, which is what I'm doing today. Hello AuthorTubers, if you're watching this, welcome, and I'm excited to meet all of you, so please do comment below so that I can check out all your channel. Question number one is, how did you find out about AuthorTube? I probably found out the same way a lot of people did. I can't remember whose video it was. I'm so terrible with names, like don't even ask. I'll link her channel below. She was kind of talking about AuthorTube and how it started, and then there was a link to the Facebook page and I went there and then I just kind of got like sucked in. So yeah, so that's how I found out about AuthorTube and I'm so excited that I did. What genres do you write in? I guess you could say I write, what do you call it, contemporary fiction? I guess, yeah, like genre. Contemporary is a genre. I mostly write like contemporary, actually no, not necessarily. On one hand, I do like the contemporary kind of YA new adult fiction. This is this hand, this is this hat. And on the other hand in hat, I do poetry. So those are my two big genres. So they're very different, but I love them both equally. Number 3, what's your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? Writing tense, I prefer writing in the, this is a hard one. For the longest time, like I thought past tense was just the way things were supposed to be done. I just believed in it. I was a traditionalist all the way to the end. But then I think I started writing my new like novel idea. I started writing it and I realized that I was writing in the present. I didn't even make a conscious decision to write in the present tense because the story that came before it was written in the past tense, and I made no conscious decision on what tense this story was going to be in, but somehow I ended up writing in the present tense, which was awesome because I realized I loved it, and since then I'm just like a convert. I'm just present tense all the way. Point of view, I like writing in the first person, just the way I like to do it. Maybe one day I would like to be writing in third person or all those other points of view. Category of story, somewhere between between the young adult and new adult. I'm a crossover, and I used to write a lot of YA because I loved reading YA, but slowly I've been morphing into new adult because I've not been reading as much YA in general, and I just feel like it's time. Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I thought I invented the word plantser. I think I am officially a plantser. Plants, I can't say that. Originally I was a pantser, but then I realized that I got bored really fast, and I still do get bored really fast if I plot too much. If I plot everything, I won't write it because I just don't want to, because I'm bored of it and I'm like, there's no mystery behind it. So that's why I originally was drawn towards the pantsing mentality, you know, of writing. But now I'm somewhere in between, for at least for writing books and that kind of like fiction. Sorry, I just like looking out the window. People walk past my window, so I just love looking and staring at people. Not staring, that sounds creepy, but just watching and wondering what they're talking about. This looks like a mother and son, or brother and sister, or a boyfriend and girlfriend. I can't even figure it out. It's weird, it's just weird. Yeah, so I'm now a plantser because I realized I do need a little bit of plan to keep me going, but I don't want too much. Number 5, are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say yet to be published. At least for, yeah, fiction. Poetry, like I've had some stuff published, but not nothing big and or relevant to say that I am published with poetry. So that's what I'm really excited about working on getting some poetry out there in some magazines and journals. That'd be really cool. Winning some competitions, that'd be epic. And also to be published. I want to be traditionally published, at least with fiction. With my poetry, I'm a bit more, you know, lenient. I don't really care. I do care, but I don't. I never thought about publishing my poetry. Well, not until I died, which sounds terribly morbid. Honestly, like I said to everyone I date, everyone I know, everyone I'm with, they have to know that if I die while you are in a line of duty as my significant other or family member, you have to publish my poetry. It's the only thing I want published. Books and stories, they could die. It's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. They can stay with me. But my poetry, which is backwards because the books and stories are the ones you think you want published, but poetry, I feel like that is kind of like my memoir and my story to the world, and it's my story of me. Like there are stories obviously I create about characters, but then there's my story and I kind of want like some people to hear it, and it's a gift to them. So Anyways, yeah, that's that. Number 6, what publishing company, literary agent and or printing company are you represented by or use? None. If you're not yet published, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? I haven't looked into agents yet. I'm gonna be doing that, I guess, in the future, especially because I do live abroad. So this is a little bit problematic when I'm looking at publishing houses and literary agents. I found that that's my biggest thing that's stopping me from going, like, really finding someone I love, because if it comes to it where I'm done with a story and I'm done with something and I want to apply to them, I'm not sure how that works cross country, and so I need to know where I'm going to be living first when I'm done with the work to figure that out. Then it's a bit of a complicated situation for a traveler who writes. It's very complicated, probably. Well, maybe I'm making it more complicated than it has to be. I could probably just pick someone in London and stick with that because that's my home. But I do live in Vancouver right now, so I have been looking at publishing houses in Vancouver or in Canada as well as in the UK, and publishing houses to cross over. Number 7, what AuthorTube related videos can we expect from you? Writing updates and diaries, stories and experiences, some advice, techniques, and just general, like, what do you call that thing? Survival guide for writing. I think that's what it's gonna be. Number 8. When did you start writing? Ooh, that's a hard question. I'm gonna roll out and just say at the age of 13, but probably before then. I'd say probably around 12. Yeah, 12 to 13 years old. Started writing poetry. I remember this book, which I still have at home. This book of poetry. It's not a book of poetry, it's like a book of poems that I wrote about people. Not about people, but it was like broken into sections. Not sections, but they were, it's really hard to explain. The poems were each about individual things. There was one about boys, there was one about girls, there was one about I don't know what else, but I remember those really specifically because those were really prominent ones. It's kind of about friends, one's about like lovers, and I made this little book into this like book of poetry, and I guess that's like my original book of poetry. So one day, like way in the future, 20 years down the line, I might just show some of that to someone. What was the first story you ever wrote? I don't know. Like, I'm surprised when people remember this. Like, how do you guys remember? I cannot for the life of me remember the first thing I ever wrote, like the first story I ever wrote. I just, it's gone, it's gone. Number 10, what authors have inspired your writing the most? I haven't been reading a lot lately, let's just be honest. So, I feel like Elizabeth Gilbert is probably one of the most inspirational writers, where I've not read all her stuff, but I read Big Magic, which I loved, but I haven't read most of her other books, but I've watched Eat, Pray, Love, and somehow I felt so connected to her, and I was like, I need to read all her books, like from scratch. I just need to go back and read everything. So that's my to be read list really for this year, to kind of get through everything Elizabeth Gilbert. And I just love her mentality, and that's really what it is that has inspired my writing. I think just the way she thinks about writing, the way she speaks about it, and that really inspired me last year. Like, I was watching all her interviews, and just kind of trying to absorb everything she says about writing, because I feel like it resonates so strongly with me. Because I'm like one of those creative, flowy, free spirits who just need to be free, and her writing, like everything she says in Big Magic, well, not everything, but most of the things she says in Big Magic, just like, yes, I hear you, Liz, I hear you. She's probably one of the biggest influences right now, I think, on my writing specifically. Like, and that's not even with her writing itself. It's mainly about her thoughts on writing, which have hit home. Number 11. Do you schedule your writing time or just write when you find time? I used to schedule. Now I kind of write when I want to write, and when I feel like any kind of glimmer of, not inspiration, it's not inspiration, it's hope. Glimmer of hope that this could be okay. A day when I feel like I can, if I'm listening to something, like yesterday I was listening to music and I heard a line, I was like, that's an awesome line in a song. I was like, oh my god, I should write a poem about that. It wasn't inspiration, I wasn't inspired by the line, but it was a prompt. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I don't schedule time because I feel like I won't write if I schedule it. I know I won't because I've tried that and it didn't work. So I'm at the point where I'm just trying to write often and where I can. Like I was writing on the plane for what, 12 hours, and I didn't have my notebook on me because it was my backpack, which was too heavy to put underneath the seat, so I was kind of stranded. So all I had was the napkin that the flight attendant had given me with my pretzels, and I was like, you know what, I don't have any paper, but I'm gonna write a poem on this napkin, and I did, and it's in my bag somewhere. Number 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I use a computer and a notebook. I have so many notebooks. I'll show you guys my notebooks. I have a lot of notebooks, and that doesn't even scratch the surface of all my notebooks. They're littered everywhere. Where do I write? On set? At home. Those are the big ones. On my IKEA couch that folds out into a bed and has a change lounge because it's so comfortable. I write there. I don't write in bed because that I fall asleep. I write on my couch. I don't have a desk anymore because we have a smaller apartment now, and it's for the best that I don't have a desk because it just gets full of clutter and I never sit in it. So I write on my couch and I write on the go, as in on set. Those are the two main places that I write. If I'm feeling like I want to write outside or it's a lovely day, I'll just take my notebook and I'll go down to the closest body of water and sit down and write there. Number 13, I made it to the end. Oh my god, I'm sorry if this is long. What are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of AuthorTube? Oh man, I'm just so excited to meet other writers. Like, that's it. Literally that, and seeing the crazy amount of content that is now just going to be on YouTube to help other writers. That is definitely the most invaluable thing about AuthorTube, I think. That's the big one, and obviously meeting other writers. Those two are the biggest. I'm so excited to just get to know other writers, and it's going to be interesting to watch each other grow and see how our channels grow and see how we grow as writers and how we are as a community. I just think it's cool. I'm just like, I just feel like I just joined like a new church. And I'm not religious or that religious at all, but you know, like, no, maybe not a new church, maybe like a new social group, like a meetup. It's like I just went to a really epic meetup and I would love to go back. It's basically what I feel like right now. But yeah, I am super stoked to be a part of AuthorTube. I hope you enjoyed this, and please do comment below if you are part of AuthorTube and you're watching this, if you've already done this tag, if you're going to do this tag. I tag all of you. I'm probably the last person to do this tag, so yeah, I'm slow. I was actually traveling. I was in the UK for, I was back home visiting my parents for about a month and a half, so I didn't film at all when I was home except for when I went to Nice. So I just waited until I came back to kind of do everything, and now I'm back online and I'm gonna be making content again. My camera got so hot that it shut off, which is not a good sign. So that means it's time for Abby to wrap up. Happy 2017. I cannot wait to make some more videos. You know, let me know down in the comments below if there are any other tags that are going around that I've missed, because I feel like I've missed a lot of them, so I'd love to like do more of them. And also leave your channel below and your author tag if you like as well. Feel free to link a video to, on your channel below as well, and I'd love to go through those. Thanks guys, and subscribe, like, comment, be a part of this community if you're a writer and you've always wanted to do YouTube, or you're just interested in writing, or you're just wanting to start getting into writing. Feel free to join the community. We'd love to have you. See you guys soon. Bye bye.